Hey, what's up? Vinny Ten Racing. Voice is almost completely back. I'm almost 100%. I'm about 85, 90%, almost there. But even with that, we got a bunch of work done. Obviously, got this whole area kind of cleaned up a little bit. We got the VR30 done. Jarek is putting that motor in right now. Finished that up, came out really nice. And as soon as that engine was done, we have another one. Good friend of mine, like I said, we're going to be doing a VQ37 on this, and you know, he's a really great guy. In fact, I'm speaking to the guy's cousin right now. John Morell is a great guy. You should definitely follow him on his Instagram. He does some incredible stuff with base jumping and stuff. Really a cool guy, very exciting guy to be around. Can't wait to build this up for him. I have this block going to the machine shop, and I have another block at the machine shop, which I actually told him to hold off on. So that we could actually do both blocks at the same time, machine them at the same time. They're actually both engines are here. One's here, one is right here. So we got that all taken care of, getting ready to build that one. You know, we're gonna get, as you know, I haven't been doing a lot of bottom end work, obviously doing a lot of cylinder head work, both with the VR30 stuff and also with the EJ stuff. So these lend us to explore more of the bottom end stuff, you know, how to measure connecting rod bearing, how to measure main bearing, and how I do it, and be able to teach you guys with that. Also, as I promised in our last video, here's the GTR motor. This is the VR38 motor. I got to really give a big shout out to Marco at Magnus and also Tony Paolo at T1. They've really taken care of me. Tony's really hooked me up with some pricing and parts that not necessarily available to everyone, especially the pricing. He knows I don't have a whole ton of money, so I really appreciate that. And of course, Marco has worked with me incredibly on this. Right now, the car is with my friend Mark Palladino, and they're just finishing up on the chassis. Kevin Van Cleve just finished up all the wiring. I can't thank Kevin enough for all the efforts that he's made on my car. He's done, you know, way above and beyond. So I really, truly appreciate his efforts and everything that he's supported my team with. Again, I don't have any sponsors. Everything that I've been doing for the last 20, 25 years with Nissan has been coming out of my own pocket. So maybe it's not as fast as I'd like things to go, but I'm throwing every dollar I have at it. Every year, every season, and at the same time, still producing, you know, the blue card, you know, and staying active and involved in racing. So while I'm building one car, I'm racing another car, which, if anybody even knows, to do that is very, very difficult. We continue to do that. We continue to support it. And the reason why is because I love Nissan. I love racing. I love what I do. I love building this stuff. And I just, to a certain degree, I really can't stop, and I'm not going to stop. Whether I get funded or not is a whole other deal. But I'm so blessed to have people like CP and Carrillo and Ferreira and Shane T and, you know, Mark and, you know, and Kevin and Eric Lazinski, you know, in my camp, because these guys are really, really at the top of their game. They are the very, very cream of the crop in the United States. And for them to, you know, involve themselves for little or no money in my program, I'm just forever grateful. Something I got to mention, I gave a bunch of shout outs to a bunch of people that did really well at World Cup, and I forgot actually a really good friend of mine, David Constantino, also won. And so congratulations, David. Love to see you out there, and obviously your car was running awesome. We were watching you. Christine and I were both watching you from Flow Racing. We were both sick at the time, but we were definitely rooting for you in that particular class. And, you know, really proud that you went out there and kicked some ass and the car was running great. So congratulations to David Constantino and all the other guys out there that did real well. Like I said, Duffy and the guy from Hemi Fast, and, you know, the two girls out there did really well, Joanna and the girl from Australia, Miss Ambrosio. So again, everybody did real well that I kind of race with and support, and I'm so happy that they did so good. And I can't wait, and hopefully we'll be there next year. That's all I could say. We'll definitely try to be there. So that's what kind of we've got going on here. We did a little cleanup today. We got the VQ37 broken down. That's going to be going over to the machine shop. And we busted out the VR38, which you and me are all going to build together and see if we can make 2,500, 3,000 horsepower, stick it in the race car, and let's see if we can go fives together. All right? That's what it's all about. All right, come on. Let's go see what the guys are doing. It's funny because I just heard this starting up, and it didn't sound so good starting up. And I was kind of buying ourselves some time before I came over here, hoping you'd have it all straightened out. So this is a B-spec Subaru? Oh, this is a Legacy? Okay, and Legacy turned it into a race car. So we put a Haltech in here, and Steve just got it started. And, you know, if you need a Haltech for your Nissan, Subaru, you need a Haltech for any product, we got it all. So stop all in, and you know, we'll get you tuned. All right, over here, look at this Maxima. What year is this? 90, right? What year was this Maxima? What? 2000, right? I was gonna say 99, 2000. Actually, not a bad looking car. I like it all black. We don't see too many of them anymore. It's got some problems, as any car that's going to be 25, 26 years old is going to have some problems. So it's got some rot. I mean, tough. Come on, come if you can kind of look at this. Got some pretty good rot here. You know, some pretty good rot in this subframe right here. Got some other problems, some wiring problems, but we're bringing it back to life. The guy's got a few dollars, so hopefully we'll get this thing running as good as it looks, and that would probably be a good thing. Again, maybe, you know, the car's got some looks to it, and hopefully we'll be able to get it to run right. All right, all right. Over here is the VR30 motor I just finished. Gave it to the monster yesterday. It's almost done, almost in the car, and I think we'll have it all fired up, but either late tonight or probably sometime tomorrow. And this guy will be down the road and pretty happy. Another VR30 motor. I have a motor coming up, VR30 motor, that I'm building right now. That'll probably be for sale. So you VR30 guys that are looking for a stage 1 motor, in other words, Gorilla rods, CP pistons, you know, head studs, main studs, head work, let me know, because I got one coming up real soon for sale. What else? Oh, last thing, the 10% sale. I know we made that video, 10% for you, 10% for that. It was okay, but seriously, from now until the end of the, you know, until Christmas, you know, get yourself in here, you know, take advantage of that 10% off on all our tunes, 10% off all our parts, and 10% on all our labor. You know, definitely take you know, advantage of that, because this stuff's expensive, and if I can give you 10 off for a period of time, you know, I definitely want to do that. I want you guys to be able to come in here and save a little bit of money and get your stuff that you need. One last thing, you know, I made a mistake with scheduling. I had the IS300 in here, and we were going to start back on that because we did get some parts on that. But actually, I made a mistake in the scheduling, and we have Maurice's motor right there. And so on Monday, that VQ35 twin turbo motor is going to go back into the car, and we're going to finish that up and maybe even be able to deliver that before Thanksgiving. Got a lot of work here still, and you know, thank God the shop's busy. I'm very blessed for that, and we're moving along on race cars. And I got to thank my friend Jimmy from the shop CT Connecticut. Excuse me. Shop CT Connecticut. He actually has a G3900 rebuilt that somebody bailed out of, that he's basically going to give me for very few dollars. So we're going to actually be able to put this back on a dyno and do some other testing before we put it away. We're actually going to do some testing. We actually got a ABS unit. You know, people think this runs some high dollar big harness. It actually runs a factory harness. And we're actually going to use the factory ABS unit computer for a wheel sensor and speed sensor and a mile per hour sensor. So that's kind of what we're going to work on, because we got to figure out, before I bring this thing back out, of how to get this thing to 60 foot a lot better. I got a couple of people working with me on this. Obviously, Steve, Joe from Pro Talk, and of course, my good friend Hemi from Hemi Fast, AJ, who's got a lot of knowledge when it comes to converters and converters in 60-foot. Again, he did phenomenal this weekend. So if you can check out his Instagram, which I guess is hemifast.com, do yourself a favor. He's a great guy. He produces a great product. And with that being said, just another end of another week that we definitely knocked it out. Bang.